Welcome back. All right, so the St. Louis Blues. Yeah, it's about enough, right? So it is interesting when we get to the playoffs how different the game is and how how much some teams really rise to the occasion. And it feels like St. Louis is ready to do so. And so we'll see how Minnesota answers that in game two. So it was Husso versus Fleury. And does Minnesota come back with Talbot in game two? Right? So good back and forth early on in this. Some pushing and shoving early on. These teams don't like each other, making that clear right out of the gate. This is why we have the divisional playoffs. They're fantastic. Wild get a power play at 2 minutes. Kaprizov has a chance that's saved. The next opportunity was blocked. Barbashev is awarded a shorthanded penalty shot, which was then saved by Marc-Andre Fleury. Things get punchy at 4:17. Yeah, we're just 4 minutes into the game. And emotions are pretty high. The only penalty coming out of that was to Greenway, which Minnesota did not agree with, which will surprise people. Minnesota didn't agree with the penalty they took. Sod's denied, Fleury holds on. And then this is bizarre. So initially it was 1 second left on the power play, Perron scores. Then they changed the official scoring to nope, that was the end of the power play, 6 minutes and 17 seconds. Last time I checked, it is officially a power play goal for Perron. Just fine, give him the power play goal. He opens the scoring. Again, 1 second left on the power play. It was the sixth shot that the Blues had had. The Wild had only had three to this point. That would change pretty quickly after that. So the Wild get a power play. Kaprizov has a net feed that won't go. Pretty strong kill by the St. Louis Blues there. They do kill it off. The Wild press after, and the shots are back to even. They're 7 apiece with 9.5 minutes left. The Wild get a power play. Kaprizov has a shot that's blocked. The Wild cycle well. Chances are there. Good penalty kill for the St. Louis Blues in that one. The Blues, though, they press after the kill, and then they score. It's O'Reilly from Falk and Perron at 15:56. So it's interesting because there's a couple of 5-on-5 goals in this game for St. Louis, but really the other two that weren't involved in their own special teams really were right after special teams were done. So as soon as things are back to 4-on-4, which I think was interesting. The Wild press for an answer. Sod with a net drive then that's saved. The Wild rush the other way. In the last minute, there was a press by the Wild, and things get kind of physical at the Horn because Minnesota's at home. Their crowd's getting kind of quiet. They haven't had a chance to sing shout yet, and the score is 2-0 St. Louis after the first period. Second period, we have 2 minutes of 4-on-4 to start because of all the pushing and nastiness at the Horn. Zuccarello has a rush chance that's saved and held. Gaudreau tips one wide. The Wild press at 3.5 minutes, but they can't get to the net. The Wild had ozone time plenty, but getting to the net was a challenge. And then when they did, Husso was a wall. Another Wild press. The Blues not giving them much, though. Eriksson Ek is robbed, and Greenway can't bury the rebound. We get 2 minutes of 4-on-4 again. So this was another game that had a lot of power plays. There was a lot of special teams time in this game. So momentum was with the Wild, but Buchnevich fires wide on a rush. Sod had a net drive that was defended. So when St. Louis got opportunities, they weren't getting shots out of it. The Wild get a power play. Kaprizov's denied right after they'd won the initial face-off to start the power play. The puck somehow stayed out as the Wild were just storming the net. They did everything you can do except get the puck into said net. And then that's killed off. Husso holds on, and there's punching after the power play is done. Greenway with a wraparound that won't go, and then with 4:21 left, Blues get a power play, and they score on it. It's Perron from Shannon Krug at 16:30, and Perron scored that on a rebound. The Shen shot was kicked out to where Perron was by Fleury. Blues then press for another. Hartman had a net feed that was blocked. Things get scrummy after a save by Marc-Andre Fleury. Foligno nearly gets one during the final minute as the Wild press. With 27.9 seconds left, the Wild get a power play. And there was more dislike at the Horn because these teams do not like one another, which will surprise no one. So we go to the third period, the score 3-0 in favor of St. Louis. The Blues finish the kill. They then had a 4-on-2 that was broken up by Jonas Brodin because you can't afford to allow that fourth goal. Sod steals from Fleury. Net feed then was blocked. Eriksson Ek with a wraparound that won't go, and Walker shot blocks. Buchnevich with a rush chance. That's defended. Good Blues forecheck. So this is one of those things that I like to see. So if a team is ahead by 3 goals, I hate to see them just dumping it into the other end, just not worried about it. Just, yeah, we've got to lead. We're just trying to kill the clock. St. Louis was forechecking, and they were pushing the play and making Minnesota go 200 feet if they wanted to get that tying goal. So Merrill has a chance that was held by Husso with 11:56 left. The Wild get a power play. But then we had 1 minute and 32 seconds of 4-on-4. I think it's Fiala that takes the penalty that evens it up. And it's a 4-minute penalty. So that really helps St. Louis kill off a lot of time. Not only that, but right after the power play ends, it's Perron again. So this is his third. He had one that was a power play goal, one that straddled it and ends up becoming a power play goal again, though by the time this goes live, it probably won't be a power play goal. And then this one here is not a power play goal by about a second, so who knows? Maybe by the time this goes live, that one's a power play goal too. Fans jump up. So they show like crowd reactions for goals, obviously, and you just see a bunch of Wild fans just streaming up the aisle and leaving. There's 7.5 minutes left. They're going to beat traffic. So that's a hat trick for David Perron as well. This is obviously a playoff performer, and he really has been fantastic for St. Louis for some time now. The Wild press with 6 minutes left, and again, the Wild start getting zone time, but they can't beat Husso. There's some punching with 4:35 left. The Blues come out of that with a power play. That's killed off. 2 more minutes are gone. Falk has a chance that's saved. The Blues draw another power play with 1:46 left. So coming out of this game, Minnesota has to stop taking those penalties. They have to find some other way. They had the power plays themselves. They have to find a way to take advantage of said power plays. That's not even including the 2 minutes of 4-on-4 that happened twice. There's a lot of penalties in this game. Buchnevich couldn't bury one. Fleury holds. Kulikov had a rush chance that was saved shorthanded. So Minnesota can't break the goose egg. St. Louis wins 4-0. I'm going ahead and guessing that's Ville Husso's first NHL playoff shutout. So Binnington might not be needed in this series after all. The Blues lead this series 1-0. Your 3 stars are Perron, Husso, and Krug. And when I saw the way Krug was playing in this game and that he had a couple of helpers, after having watched the Bruins game, I kept thinking, Krug's the kind of guy that Boston needs on that power play and they don't have. Which is no insult to the players that Boston has on their power play. It's just this is something to watch with him in St. Louis. So the shots were 14-12 Minnesota in the first, 14-10 Minnesota in the second. Then it felt like they just lost their steam. The shots were 9 apiece in the third. Final shots 37-31 for Minnesota. Both teams had 6 power plays. St. Louis scored twice on theirs. Minnesota didn't score on theirs. The hits were 23-22 for Minnesota. Husso saves all 37 shots for the shutout. And Fleury, 27 saves on 31 shots in the loss. Again, they may come back with Talbot in game 2. And maybe they make some other lineup changes too. But this was quite the win for St. Louis on the road. And this is how upsets end up happening. And I just mean upsets from a point of view of how a team that has home ice advantage ends up being knocked out, is that you lose that first game at home. And then now for St. Louis, if they lose game 2, but they win 3 and 4 at home, they're up 3-1. So that's going to be the plan, although St. Louis will be trying to win that second game in a row the next time they meet. So we'll see if they get it done. One thing is that since Craig Berube became the coach of the St. Louis Blues, they've owned Minnesota. So we'll see if that continues. Let me know your thoughts regarding this game in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.